welcome to The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Matt Baker. And with us tonight is a woman who's looking for Jesus.
Yeah, some people spend a lifetime trying. She's only got a few weeks. It's Melanie C.
Welcome back. Lovely to see you.
Yes.
Looking gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
So you're a new judge on Lord Andrew Lloyd Webber's Search for Jesus.
I'm brand new. As of yesterday, I'm actually on the live shows, which start on Sunday.
So what instructions has he given? What's he looking for?
OK, well, basically, people who know the show, it's an incredible show.
Yes.
It's very rocky, very soulful. It's not what you'd expect from musical theatre. So they have to be very strong with their vocals, very strong with their acting ability, and have lots of charisma. And I think a vulnerability as well.
I thought you were going to say lots of facial hair. And lots of hair, because there's some in there, haven't they, that have really gone for it. Long hair, beards. Are they barking up the wrong tree with that?
Well, you know, we're not being biased. We don't want to go with the archetypal image of what we believe Jesus would have looked like.
No.
But there is a lot of facial hair, which isn't a bad thing.
I've seen one. He's got blonde hair, and I think he's brilliant.
Oh, yes, that would be nice.
He looks a bit like a lion.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you know, you tipped him straight away, didn't you?
Yeah.
But we understand that you've got Jason Donovan to thank for your part as Mary Magdalene.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, when I was asked to do the TV show, I love Jesus Christ Superstar and, you know, was really happy to do it. And the role of Mary Magdalene was just a dream. And I thought it was a bit of a dream beyond my capabilities, really. And then working with Andrew Lloyd Webber and working with Jason, and I mentioned to Jason, oh, you know, I'd love to do it. And he said, go for it, you know, mention it to Andrew. And Andrew said, well, you know, I just never really thought of it. You're under my nose and, you know, would love you to
Where
do
were you
it.
when you had that conversation? Were you just sitting in the
I was at home, actually, and the
good.
phone rang. And, you know, when the phone rings and you think, oh, it's someone trying to sell me something. It was like,
well, he was.
yeah, kind of. Anyway, Andrew Lloyd Webber on the phone, and I was like, hello? So, that was a great phone call.
And it's a brilliant part. We'll talk more about that.
Yeah, great.
Later. He's still going.
He actually is. Hang on, look in there.
Would they have this lovely station? The other day they wanted rain because of the drought.
He's actually still chuntering in the background, but there we go.
What are your triggers? What makes you angry, Mel?
People who drive on the phone, people who don't indicate when they drive, and litterbugs.
Oh, well, don't get him started.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I also don't like a little voice in the ear that says, move on. It's happening now. It's actually happening now. Sorry, Dan, we'll move on.
So after the first week, then, you've whittled it down to 30 possible Jesuses. Lots of talent there. Shall we have a look before we talk about it? Some of the ones you've put through.
Cool.
Here we go.
And it's more than I can say. I see like you
watching.
Oh, yeah.
Look, and he was singing to you, Mel.
I know.
Right to you. He wasn't singing to us. He was singing to you.
Ah, he was singing to you. Yeah, with a similar expression now. I'll say move on now. I'll say move on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
So, so
it's very nice having lots of young, handsome, talented men singing at you.
I bet.
So you've got 30 of these Jesuses, or
Jesus, we kind of call them Jesus for short.
So what happens from here, then, with the 30?
OK, well, we have another show on Saturday where it
Yes.
goes down to, goodness, I think maybe 20.
Right.
Or 10. No, on Saturday we find our final 10, and the live shows start on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happens? It's a week, isn't it, of live shows then?
Yeah, we go Sunday through to Friday.
Right.
And then the following Monday to Wednesday, which is the final, when we find our Jesus.
Oh, it's going to be exciting,
So exciting.
isn't it?
And it must be quite interesting playing looking for the person that you're going to be playing opposite. I mean, does that bring a different dynamic to it?
Absolutely. And when I started the show, I didn't know. I hadn't been cast in the role at that point.
Yeah.
So it totally changed the goalposts for me. I just looked at them in such a different light after that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm still looking for the same things. But obviously it's kind of more important in a way.
Yeah. And of course you initially auditioned for the Spice Girls. You know, how does it feel being on the other side? Because you've obviously got a lot of empathy with the people that are
Absolutely.
competing for the role.
Yeah, I'd done quite a few auditions before I started working with the Spice Girls. I went to Performing Arts College, so I have a similar background to a lot of the guys on the show. And myself and Jason, we both thought it was really important for the guys we were sending home to send them home feeling like they'd learned from the experience and with really constructive things to go away with, really.
Yeah. Well, that Donna's very good, the vocal coach, isn't she?
She is.
Yeah.
I'm not singing for her. She's scared.
I do not believe you. It's incredibly off-putting, but anyway.
So Superstar is on Saturday at 8 p.m. on ITV1.
Yeah, no. Well, Melanie, you were just waving that just before it came back to us. Obviously a massive supporter of Team GB.
Beautiful.
So excited.
You're oozing fitness and well-being at the moment.
Well, you're lucky not so much.
That wasn't what I was after. But, no, I mean, you obviously still spend quite a lot of time
Yeah,
doing a
you
bit of
know,
training.
it's so silly. I've got my nickname, Sporty Spice, but I do love sport and I love keeping fit. I did my first triathlon last year.
Oh, triathlon now?
Yeah, and I'm hooked. Unfortunately, this year I haven't got time to fit one in. It's such a busy year.
Yeah.
But it's something I want to do more of in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the last time you were in, we talked a little bit about the musical, but now girls all over Britain are waiting for November to see Viva Forever. Very exciting. You can't wait, can you?
Me, yes, we're all very
So
excited.
excited.
So, it's happening eventually. The press conference was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, can you give us an idea of what the musical's about?
Okay, well, it's a wonderful show. We're really, really pleased with how it's turned out. The wonderful Jennifer Saunders has written the story. And basically, she was inspired by the Spice Girls music to write the show. And it's about a girl band, but it's not the Spice Girls. There's only 4 members of the band. And they go through a casting show process, a little bit like Jesus Christ Superstar, X Factor, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of the trials and tribulations. It's about relationships with mothers and daughters and friends and fame and all these things. And it's funny and it's heartwarming and it's emotional. It's got everything.
Yeah.
Have you seen the show yet?
We've seen workshops of both acts, and at that point they were brilliant, but it's moved on even more. We're casting at the moment. It's
Well, thinking back to that moment when you saw that advert for the first time in the stage, we've got a little something for you. This is the only one left at the stage. That is the original paper.
Is that for me?
And that's what you'd have been looking at. But I don't think you can have it, but we can certainly hold it and look at it.
Man, try and get it off me.
But
You know what? I actually got a flyer, so I didn't see it in the stage.
Well, there you go.
Really?
There you go.
Yeah, I was handed the flyer, but it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Well,
a
there
bit of
you go. You
history
can
right
read
there
that and
for
have a little
you.
look through. But looking at the weather behind us, not exactly perfect
It's
gardening.
drab,
weather,
isn't
but
it?
that never stops Christine Walkden, and tonight she's in a highly fashionable garden. What a vision that must be. with your
I bet the
confidence.
house is lovely inside too.
Oh, yeah. Arthur Smith's in it, sleeping,
Yeah.
so we can't get in there.
Now, if you would have, there's the advert, and over to the right is an illusionist assistant. That could have been you, Mel, on a cruise.
It could have been me, couldn't it?
Magical Melon.
Here is how you might have looked.
There you are! Any thoughts on that one? No.
None, no. Speechless. I reckon speechless.
Good. Well, we look forward to watching Superstar
Yeah, we
on
do.
at 8 p.m. ITV1.
Yes, and I'll be here tomorrow with a true Olympic legend, 5 times gold medalist Sir Steve Redgrave. We will see you at 7 o'clock. Have a lovely evening.
Okay, good night.
Bye-bye.
Will Jay turn Ben into the police? EastEnders next, followed by Traffic Cops at 8.
Uneasy lies the head